How's it going, everybody? Today we're working with fur. Now, fur is a tricky one. There's a certain way to cut it where you don't cut off all of your fur. When you have an edge, the fur is not cut off. And then when you sew it together, you brush all this away from your seam, make your seam, and then you can hide your seam. The way you want to do it is whenever you have your pieces, you trace them onto the back side of the fur, like I have here. Started cutting it out already. If you have pieces that are duplicate, then you need to trace them mirror image onto your fabric, or else you'll have two left sides and two right sides. Okay, and when you want to cut your fur out, get your scissors in between the fur and as close to the surface of the fabric as you can, and then cut. Then you're not trimming the hair on the fur. Take your time. Just cut a little bit at a time. And it's best to go against the grain or against the nap of the fur. The nap of the fur is the direction that the fur is laid. Okay, so right here we have our fabric. See how the fur lays naturally that way. And it looks a certain way when you look at it that way. So when you hang it the other way, see how it goes against the grain and now it fluffs out and it's forced to stand straight out. Is called the nap of your fabric. And it's prevalent on more than just furs. It works with velvets too. If you have a nap on your velvet, and if your pattern pieces are all laid out in the same direction, then your piece will come out all the same color. Otherwise, if you have one flipped, the light's going to catch it in a different way because it catches the nap of the fabric a different way, and it'll look like a totally different fabric. Pay attention to the nap of your fabric. Alright, then toss this piece around. Alright, so what we're making here, I'm making a cowl for a possum costume. So the edge of this needs to be a little erratic. You don't need one even cut, so I'm just cutting in a random zigzag fashion. Trying not to have too many, but I don't want a straight line. So some of them are going to be curved, some are points. Sides of this pattern. This one's called Silver Box. It's white with black tips. Okay. Which way is my nap? This is definitely going to be long enough. Weight of it is pulling it off my table. I need to put some weights on here. So again, I'm not going to pin this pattern piece, I'm going to draw it on there. make this a little skinnier than it needs to be because she's small. Addition to make the back wider. Check against this piece that we've made already, since we're just winging this one as we go. So we're going to match the notches, and follow the line, and this needs to be that long. We're going to go on the other side too, match your notches. Check this one to make sure I've got this right. And have it a little long. Alright. Now I've got my new piece I need to cut out. So coming from behind. There we go. See now in this darker fabric I can't see the scissors through the fabric to know if I'm up to the edge, but I can see the ridge that my scissors are making, and that tells me that I'm there. Go slow, just push and cut. Sliding. Making sure I cut my notches, make them nice and visible so it's easy to follow and match the pieces. Notches are everything. They tell you that where you're supposed to be. Okay. Again, we're going to make the erratic edge. I'm going to make this come to a little bit of a point because there is, at the top of the bodysuit, there's a tail that starts that I want to cover up. Onto the back piece, and that is how you cut fur. See, still shaggy on the edges. So now this piece is gonna be right here on her, so all this little fur hanging down is gonna be very beneficial. And now this covers her mask. Gonna go over her mask. All right, let's go sew it. So we're here at the machine. We have our fur pieces, and we're going to sew them together. It's a proper way to sew your fur together. Right sides together. What you want to do is brush all the fur to the inside so that you have just the raw fabric edge. See? And this way, when you sew it together, all the fabric's going to be on the right side and sticking out where it needs to be and not sticking towards the inside. And you're going to hide your seam better that way. as you go along, just work with it. Go a little bit at a time, a couple inches at a time. Don't try to do a whole bunch. Just get away from you. In the long run, it makes it easier to sew too, because you don't have the fur wrap it around and get tangled in the needle, getting tangled under your foot. Okay, now pull the seam right side out. See? Got all the fur sticking straight out. There's no joining and bunching in the seam. Now our seam, if these were the same color fabric, they would be flawless and seamless. You wouldn't even see the seam. So now we're going to do the other side. Paper. It gets everywhere. And wrong sides together. Stitch up, make sure it doesn't come out, because this person that I'm making this costume for is very active. I want to make sure it can withstand her antics. She's a haunted house actress, very amazing haunted house actress, very scary. I'm working on have lots of curves to them, so naturally they take a little bit of finessing and working to get them in the right place. Now, moment of truth. Possum hood. It's gonna need some tweaking. It's a little tall, but we'll make it work. This will cover her mask really well, and cover the top back of that costume. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going dust off. That's it for working with fur.